Hi and welcome to our abdominal session today. So we're going to be doing the plank. So we're going to be working on all different levels of the plank. So we want to make sure that we engage through our quadriceps fronts of the thighs, our glutes, our bottoms, and most importantly the core, both the front and the back. So if you have any back injuries or any abdominal injuries, then please make sure that you work at your own pace, and please work in the levels that you are able to do so and maintain safe and neutral alignment through that spine and all the joints as much as possible. So with no further ado, we're going to start with a quick warm-up of just engaging through those abdominals and getting everything fired up. So we're going to be having our knees underneath our hips. We're going to place those hands directly in line with the shoulders, and we're going to draw it into those armpits. We're going to keep that connection through those tummy muscles. We're going to pull those abdominals in towards the spine and releasing them. So we want to contract the abdominals, draw them up, maintain neutral and release. We want to keep that width across that body, keep the length through that spine, drawing up and releasing. And we're going to do that 2 more times. So we're going to contract the abdominals, pull everything in, engage through that core, and keep that length through that spine. Now we're going to take it down to a base plank position. So the elbows are going to be in line with the shoulders. We're going to take the knees back. We're going to have that body as long as we can. We want to tighten through your abdominals, keep the body nice and long. If you prefer to have your palms down, you can do, or have the little fingers resting onto the floor. We want to keep that length through that body. And we're going to hold it for 3, 2, 1. Relax. Contract those muscles. Squeeze those abs. Contract it all through. Keep that length through that body. And hold it for 3, 2, 1. Relax. Contract those muscles, bring it to 3, 2, 1, relax. Now we're going to do that one more time. We're going to move it on to level number 2. Pull those abdominals in nice and tight. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Then we'll bring those hands up. So we're going to move into that 3/4 plank position. So we're going to keep the weight forwards at the shoulders. We're going to keep the glutes squeezed. We want to keep that rib cage over the pelvis. Keep that body nice and long. And keep the creases of your elbows facing forwards. We want to engage through those abdominals, keep that body nice and long. Slide your shoulders down, keep that length through that body. We're going to hold it for 3, 2, 1, engage and relax it. Pull everything in nice and tight. We're going to really focus on drawing those abdominals in. If you get a light shaking on those arms, that is absolutely fine. Shaking is good. Again, keep that connection between the ribs, the hips, underneath the bottom of the rib cage, all the way down, right hand side, left hand side, and release. Keeping those glutes nice and engaged, keep those abdominals engaged, keeping those feet nice and parallel. Really expanding it into those armpits. And 3, 2, 1. And engage it again one more time. 3, 2, 1. Sink it down, get that nice stretch all the way through. Keep that body nice and connected. Keep it strong. Now, we're going to go to that full plank position. So, high plank position is we're going to engage, pull the abdominals in nice and tight, keep that body nice and strong. If this is too much for you, then you're going to pop your knees down. And then you're going to draw it all the way up, engage, contract those muscles, keep that length through that body. Again, if the high plank position is too much, we're going to bring it down to a 3/4 plank position. So, 3/4 on the elbows, it'll probably come down to here. So it's your full plank, but you're on your elbows, so you haven't got as much of the body weight going through your arms. And release. Anytime you need to drop down, lower it down nice and carefully. And squeeze, release. And one more time, we're going to engage those muscles, squeeze, release. Put the knees down, sink it back and get that nice big stretch. Now let's come up. Now we're going to come through into our mountain climber position. So our mountain climber is where we're going to have these knees going directly forward. So this needs to be ideally done in a full plank position. So arms are nice and long, and keep that body nice and straight. We're now going to bring your knee in towards the ankle, Your ankle in towards that elbow. I'm going to draw it in nice and straight. Lengthen it through. Squeeze, pull it in. So you want to try and keep your knees and your ankles as straight as you can for this. So you want to really keep that alignment through that body. Engage in those abs, pulling in as tight as we can. Drawing through. So with the other foot, make sure that you can stay onto the ball of your foot so you keep that balance. Tighten those tummy muscles in nice and tight. And we're going to do one more on each side. And then we're going to pop those knees down. Have a little stretch, take the pressure out of your arms. Lengthen the arms forward. Now, the next exercise we're going to do, okay, is we're going to do the mountain climbers going diagonally. So we're going to take it out to the side. So, nice and long position. We're going to bring that knee around towards the elbow. Step back. Knee and back. Squeeze it round and back. Squeeze it round and back. Squeeze it round and back. Really tighten those abdominals in. So the range of motion will be dependent on the flexibility in your hips, flexibility through the hip flexor, keeping that strength into that back and keeping those abs nice and tight. And one more. That's the last one on the left side. Come back to those knees. Drop it down, get that nice big stretch. Press your hands into the floor. And then we're going to roll it up. Now, we're going to come round to the centre. And we're just going to come onto the back just to stretch out through those tummy muscles and your knees into the chest. Take the legs out, take the legs nice and long. Take the arms above. Take a few big deep breaths in and big deep breaths out. And again. And we're going to just come up to a seated position but on our side. So we're going to do the next series, which is our side plank. So we want to have our wrist, our elbow and our shoulder in line. We want to have the hips in line with your elbow and the knees follow through. We're going to start with a long lever position with the top leg. So it's halfway between a full plank and a baseline plank. So we're going to draw up, we're going to keep the body long, engaging through those muscles, and we're going to lower it down. We're going to lift, contract those waist muscles, and lower it down. So if this level is too much, with that lift, we're just going to focus on staying here and drawing that waist away and dropping it down and lifting up and dropping down and lifting up and dropping down. Okay, so if we're going to work with that top level, we're going to draw it up, slide it down, lift it up, slide it down and lift, really contract through those waist muscles. Keep that body nice and long and lengthened. Fantastic. We've got one more to go. And lift. And we're going to bring the legs together. Swap it over. So, do a nice set-up position for me. So, we're keeping that body nice and long. So, the knee in line with your hip. We want that elbow in line with your hip as well. We want to keep that wrist nice and long. We want to draw into that waist muscle. So we get those lateral muscles firing up those obliques. We're going to draw up, nice and smooth, nice and under control. One side will be a little bit easier than the other. We're going to reach it up. So then remember, if this level is too much, then you're just going to work on lifting up through the waist and drawing it down. So it can be too much on the shoulder, It can also be too much on the outside edge of that knee. So if you have knee issues, then you might want to just stick with the normal plank position, particularly if you're struggling on the lateral side of the knee. So that side aspect. Keeping that body nice and strong, sliding the arm down if that helps you, and drawing it back, and lift, and lower, and lift, and lower, really contracting through those waist muscles. We want to really get that lateral line of the body firing up, contracting through the midsection, and lift, and lower, lift, and lower, and 2 more. Watch that you don't slide, and 1 more. Brilliant. Bring those knees in, lie on the back, give yourselves a cuddle. Lengthen that body out, get that nice big stretch, big deep breath in, big deep breath out, and then bring the feet in. Roll yourselves up to a seated position. And that's our end of our 10-minute plank workout to fire up and stabilise from top to toe, all the way through your shoulders, your abs, around your glutes, your bottom, and the fronts of those thighs. So I hope you enjoyed today's quick 10-minute workout, and we'll see you very soon. Thank you and goodbye.